Hello, and welcome to episode 31 of Living Well today. From burnout to balance. That's what we're talking about today. And um, I have been there several times, many times throughout my life. I don't know that anyone truly is immune to it. Whether you're burned out on a project, a marriage, relationship, burned out in your job with a particular company. Maybe you love your job, but burned out because of a boss or a colleague. Um, Burned out physically as a mom or a dad. Although burnout does tend to happen more readily to women, I think probably intrinsic in the juggling of maybe more roles, agreeing to be more and more of a caretaker and a caregiver for everyone else except themselves. There is a tendency there. It doesn't mean that it's certainly only women, because no one is immune. So burnout to balance. So here's what we're going to talk about today. I've got my notes here, so if I reference them, but we're going to talk about what balance means. It means, although your situation is unique to you, there are unifying and universal principles that go into how we feel in our bodies and our minds and our hearts, how we feel spiritually, how we feel in our careers, work in the world, our relationships, our health and well-being, and with our money. So balance, although is unique to each person, there are unifying factors in all of those quadrants. I'm going to talk about the signs and symptoms of what burnout can look like, sound like, feel like. We're going to talk about strategies, lifestyle changes, and mindset shifts that can move you back into balance. Because, of course, the natural ebb and flow of life is to pull you out of balance. I have a colleague, and I respectfully disagree with him, but he says there is no such thing as balance. Well, tell that to a gymnast. Yes, there is balance. The idea is as life pulls you in and out of it, how can you center again? And how can you shorten the time at which you're out of balance? And to not resist the pulling in and out of, but the learning how to mitigate it and how to make it easier for yourself. And then listening to your body and your emotions. We'll talk a little bit about that journey to balance, and I've got a couple of resources here as well outside of the exercises. So let's get right into it. What does balance mean? Whether it is balance in your chemistry, in your actual physical body. I have a friend who's suffering pretty significantly on and off with vertigo. So balance is vitally ever present for her, or the notion of it, or the lack thereof, is ever present for her right now. So certainly there's balance in your chemistry, in your physical body, your blood, your oxygen, your nutrients, your weight, all of those things that pull you in and out of balance. And I'm working on that right now myself with some body chemistry right now. Balance in your relationships, balance in your work in the world. Are you able to set healthy boundaries with your work and your boss? Or if you are an entrepreneur, a CEO, a leader, the only person you're answering to is yourself and your God. Are you out of balance there? Are you out of balance in your bank accounts? Is more going out than is coming in? Balance with your personal growth. Are you investing enough in yourself to keep growing and to keep learning, to spend time like this reflecting and looking in the mirror and owning that story wherever you're at in that journey? So balance, and you may not always be aware of it, but you sure as heck know when you're out of it And you sure as heck know when you've landed in it, like you're in the zone. If you're on the golf course and you're hitting the perfect shot, or just feel really good today or this week, you know when you're in it, when you're out it, when you take stock of it. But sometimes, if you're not helping yourself be aware, your new tolerance is created for that's the new norm for you, being out of balance. It's the new norm, never having enough money. It's the new norm, having high blood pressure or high cholesterol. It's the new norm for you to feel anxiety or to feel fully unmotivated and or uninspired. That's a becomes a new norm. Well, I'm here to say that it doesn't have to be that way if you have a desire. And I don't think you'd be here with me if you didn't. If you have a desire for living well in all areas of your life, and it's an ever going deepening practice. It's not all of a sudden, one and done, because of that ebb and flow of life, because of the spirals that we go through. uh, so we're here to talk about the signs and symptoms of what does it look like. What does it look like? My fur babies always get amped when I start filming. It's the funniest thing. They have been quiet and comatose all day, all morning, and now they're fired up. So I apologize if you catch any of that in the background. StreamYard actually does a decent job of filtering some of that out, but if you catch it, so be it. That's what it is. Work from home, right? Fatigue. If you are waking up in the morning and you still feel exhausted, is the word. I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted. And I just went through this recently. I did a lot of traveling. I did a lot of deep, deep meditating and a lot of energetic work. And I just had to sleep. And part of balance is learning to honor where you're at, wherever you're at. And one of the things a mentor taught me is honoring your body and your heart and your mind. If your body says, I'm tired, let it sleep. If you have to go to the bathroom, honor that. Go to the bathroom. Don't hold it. People have real issues with expelling and purging and all of that. And it's not to get delicate, but like honor your body. First things first is when your body says it needs to do something, let it do it. Listen to that. Honor that. Help bring your body back into balance by honoring and listening to it when it's calling out to you. If you have loads and loads of acid in your system and acid reflux, that's your body screaming out to you that it's out of balance. High blood pressure is out of balance. The body has an easy way of showing when it's out of balance. We take notice of that, right? The things that are more nuanced around our relationships, etc. If you're irritable, if you're short with strangers, short with people that you care most about, irritability is a sign that you are like a chronic state. I mean, we all get triggered or have an instance of irritability, but if it's chronic, anything chronic in that sense, chronic panic, chronic high pulse, we just don't feel all that motivated to do anything. That's out of balance. That's a symptom of being out of balance, because we are creating beings. We are here to be and to create and to have impact and to connect and to love. And if you're not really feeling motivated to do any of that, that's imbalance. Okay, so what are some lifestyle changes and mindset changes around being able to come back into balance? Nature is a wonderful way. Nature knows how to balance itself. I know all of us think about global warming and there's all this fear mongering around all of that. It's just craziness. I mean, the earth is going through changes. It's done it for eons. It's doing it now. It's doing it again. It will forevermore until it doesn't exist anymore, whatever that may be, eons in the future. The earth is more powerful than anything all of us can do to it ultimately. So it goes through its own ebbs and flows and own healing. And it's healing right now. It's breaking open certain things and it's healing other things, just like we are. So nature has a wonderful way of healing itself. So spend time in nature. Um, Meditation, and we go through this with the harmony method. Practice presence, even if it's a couple minutes at a time. Can you unplug? And here's a really great quote I wrote down today from an author named Anne Lamott. I've read her stuff for years. Here's a book she does called Bird by Bird. And I'm going to read the back of this to you because it's really wonderful. But her quote, almost everything will work again if you unplug it, including yourself. Think about that. It happened with my computer, actually. Like the motherboard, I took it to a computer geek and everything, and he said, well, this is fried. Like, this is totally fried, man. I was like, well, I'm not going to give up the computer. I guess I'll just buy another one. And like 3 or 4 days later, I just decided to turn it back on. And here I am using it right now. And it just came on. And here's the computer guy, he couldn't get it to get on. I don't know how to explain it, but it came back on. So it's the idea of anything will reset itself, will work again if you unplug it. So can you unplug yourself for 5 minutes a day? Can you meditate? Can you get quiet? Can you get off of your devices? Automatically in 5 minutes, you are going to, without a doubt, feel more balanced. Can you, this is, I'm going through a process right now about around Ayurvedic. And I studied it many, many years ago, and understanding how certainly you see different people's run energy differently in their body, and they have a different body type. And your body is in a particular type, and learning the foods and the essential oils, the environments, the things that your physical nature is best going to respond to will help bring you back into balance. So if you're interested, check it out. Ayurvedic, Ayurvedic. But it's a 5,000 plus year old ancient system, wisdom around the physicality of your body and what foods your body best responds to. Well, lo and behold, most of the things that I love are not great for me. So it's going to be a retooling, and it's going to be a process. It's going to take me a while, but I know that it's worth it, because for me, I have really invested a lot in my spiritual self, my intellectual self of learning, my mental self of forgiveness and releasing and healing old wounds, transmuting them into something more. So I've developed a lot of that. I've less so around my body. So it's okay. It's just where I'm at. But I'm understanding and appreciating that if I want to move to the next level of all things, I have to figure this. I have to figure this out. I have to be with this and appreciate it and understand it and work with it better than I have. And I love wine. I don't drink it a lot, but I love it when I do, and I appreciate it. I love Napa Valley, Sonoma, all of it. And I'm learning that wine does not so much love me, even one little sip of it. And it's going to be interesting, an interesting process for me. So I'm going to work on finding something else that I can enjoy. And a lot of it's going to be learning new appreciations for new foods that I've never really highly incorporated into my diet. But what I am smart enough to know is that what I have been incorporating isn't working for me. Hasn't for a long time. But some things we don't let go of very easily, right? So a mindset shifts around running how you run your energy and how you show up in the world. And it's a shift of saying, I am worthy, I am enough, and I am valuable enough to invest in, to spend time with, to honor my body, to deepen my understanding around the things that don't work in my life and the things that seem to work. And there are taking note of things that are working. There are some things working, otherwise, you wouldn't be breathing. So there are some things working. Can you make a list of what's working? What works for me? When do I feel happiest? When I'm in nature, when I'm doing photography, when I'm doing music, when I am of service. If you want to bring your wallet into balance, give more money. That's right. If you want to feel and experience more abundance and eventually have more money show up in your accounts, be more of service. Volunteer, give of yourself, even if it's $1, give. You can find $1. And through the process of giving, because of the energetic nature of the world, it's nothing to do, although there is a spiritual aspect of it, certainly. This is science. Everything I talk about is divine, but it is divine science. It is how energy operates. If you want more money, give more money. If you want more love, give more love. If you want better balance in your body, find the things, make note of the things that are working, and find a way in which to give that forward to someone else. Service has a beautiful way of bringing life into balance. Probably the most powerful way. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm going to share a quick exercise with you, but first I want to read, like you said, I said bird by bird. And this is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. 30 years ago, my older brother, who was 10 years old at the time, was trying to get a report on birds written that he'd had 3 months to write. It was due the next day. We've all been there, right? We were out at our family cabin in Bolinas, and he was at the kitchen table, close to tears, surrounded by binder paper and pencils and unopened books on birds, immobilized by the hugeness of the task ahead. Then my father sat down beside him, put his arm around my brother's shoulder, and said, "Bird by bird, buddy. Just take it bird by bird." That is with any project, any writing, any job, your health. Like I'm with this Ayurvedic transformation, I am going through and continuing to be going through bird by bird, buddy, bird by bird, step by step. That's with your money, that's with your relationships, that's with your balance, step by step. Look for the gifts, look for what's working now, and go there and be grateful and appreciative of what is working. And that mere act of appreciation. So here's the exercise, okay? This is part of the harmony. This is week 2 of the harmony method. Everything that is around you right now, look around you, do a quick scan wherever you are, in your car, in your cubicle, at your desk, on your couch, wherever you might be. If you're watching this live or you're doing this on replay, take a quick scan of everything around you. Take a scan of yourself. What are you appreciative of? What do you appreciate? I appreciate the sun and the blue sky. The sun is shining today. I appreciate that. I appreciate my voice and the ability that my voice offers me to share and be of service like this. I appreciate Malibu, Memphis. I don't see Lolo right now. I appreciate my homes. I appreciate where I am at. I appreciate my body showing up for me every day the way that it does and the way that it has for 56 years. Appreciate my family, the love that I have. And while I am on my way to my beloved and he on his way to me, I am in appreciation of what I am learning on my way, so that when I show up and he shows up for me, that we are both in the same place at the same time, whole and complete as we are. I appreciate you. I appreciate you showing up. I appreciate if you're watching this video, thank you. I appreciate that you are open to your gifts and to your becoming and blooming and living well today. Practice that appreciation. Practice the flower that you see, the bee that lands outside your window. Practice the littlest of things. Practice appreciating, saying it out loud, saying it to yourself, whatever works for you. And that practice of appreciation will help bring you back into balance. Rest, nourish, sit in silence, be in nature, be appreciative and notice and aware of what you have now, right here, right now. The breath in your lungs, the air in your lungs, the sun on your face, the wind at your back, the 37 cents that you have in your bank account, whatever is there. If you can't appreciate the 37 cents, then you won't get 3,037 cents, because that's how the universe works. You must learn to appreciate what you have. And if there's nothing in your bank account, appreciate that you have the air in your lungs and the resources and resilience to fill the account back up. Because it is through that portal of appreciation that the accounts fill back. And then once the account starts filling back up, be appreciative of the filling and of what is already yours to claim. And as you claim that, and as you stay in appreciation for it, and as you practice happy money, talked about that in the virtual coaching I did this morning for a team that I work with, happy money. It's Ken Honda. But the idea is that as you send your money out, can you be happy about what you're sending out? Can you be happy about that dollar that you give, that bill that you write or transfer, the money that you Venmo? Can you say, I was so happy and I'm so thankful that I can send the money out, that I have the money to send out, and that the person receiving it is going to do something really good for themselves with it? Happy money. So if Ken Honda says, if you opened your wallet right now and you had a conversation with your money, is your money happy or is it sad? Is it constricted and constrained, or is it free? Free to bless you and the people around you. Money has energy. It's one of the most powerful energies on the planet. Learning to work with that energy brings your money into balance. So if you're feeling unmotivated, take one step. What is the one step? Bird by bird, step by step. What is the one step you can take? There's something you can take. Do, be, give. That starts to just bring that pendulum back to center. Can you, in one fell swoop, go from burnt out to balance? Yes, you can. In an instant, like that. But not if it's not been practiced. You actually have to know how to do this, as Tony Robbins says, or anchor. My anchor is here. I learned in my physiology how to anchor. And so I'm going to teach you that right now. Okay. I'm going to teach you how to anchor. So I want you to think and feel into your body, and I want you to reflect, get quiet. A time when you felt like everything was going your way, or you're on your favorite creek with a fly rod, and you're going to catch and release the perfect trout, rainbow trout. Or you're in that hammock in the Dominican Republic, or you're smelling a flower in Maui, or in your backyard garden, or the birth of your first grandchild. What is a favorite moment of yours where you felt everything was perfect? Can you find it? Can you be there now? Try to engage your senses, all of them. When you were in that really wonderful space and place, what did it feel like? Was there a breeze? Were there fragrances? How did your body feel? How did your heart feel? Can you feel it now? And then find some physical anchor once you've embodied or can conjure the essence of what you felt in that moment or in that time. And you can do yes like this. You can pull your fist down. I've done that before. You can take your two fingers on this hand, tap on your forearm, take your left and tap on your right forearm or on your wrist. You can go like this, arms up in the air really fast. Like it's something that you could do at a moment's notice, and you anchor that feeling. You tap your arm 3 or 4 times. Remember that feeling. And then as you walk throughout your week and you see something that makes you feel good, or you think of another time, it's like putting what you're doing is you're anchoring your happiness in your body. So that if you start to feel out of balance, or if you wake up and you feel unmotivated, you engage that anchor, tap, tap, and you're there. A rush of those feelings can come back to you. Super, super, super powerful. You want to learn how to, you're teaching your body, you're teaching yourself, your brain, and your heart how to be happy, how to live well today, in the moment. Now, that's one tool that can bring you to balance. Boom, like that. You can also look up Donna Eaton. She has a 7-minute energy exercise routine that I have been doing for years that can immediately bring you within 7 minutes back into your physical, running your energy in your body so that you are in flow. Because that's what we're talking about. If you feel out of balance, you're out of flow. Energy is stuck somewhere, okay? And it always starts here in the physical and etheric mental bodies. So if you have what it appears to be imbalances outside of you, in your bank accounts, with your spouse, with the job that you're in, it starts inside. It's an inside job. So go in here first. Then you're more resourceful to help heal whatever it is that's outside of you that feels imbalanced. One of the things, there's are amazing statistics on this, by the way. I wrote down here, but healthcare workers in particular, nearly 60% of them feel burned out. The tech world, almost 25% of people in the tech world feel burned out. In the 18 to 24-year-old age group, 85% of 18 to 24-year-olds say they're burned out. Now, I happen to believe that a big, 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 big part of that is technology that's sapping. By the way, And I make sure that my daughter has one of these too. You want to always have on any of your electronics. I have it here on my laptop, little gold bar at the top. I have one on my television. I have one here. They do give off radiation. Your devices give off radiation. Absolutely, they do. That's scientifically proven that they give off radiation. And you've got your Wi-Fi going on all day at work or at home, whatever, that's radiation. You want to have these sinks. I call them the little radiation sinks to take that. So it's not going into your brain. It's not going into your body. It's going into the sink. But if the 18 to 24-year-olds, 85% of them feel burned out. I remember, I had my emotional challenges 18 to 24, but gosh, I did not feel burned out. So, and women, 20% more often, women than men feel burned out. Because because of, I think, the multiple roles that we juggle and agree to juggle. So I'm going to come back to what I come back to for myself every day. Practicing presence here and now, meditating, getting quiet, scanning my body, scanning my surroundings for appreciation, practicing appreciation, being open to receiving balance, and watching to see in others, what does it look like? What does it feel like? It feels like happiness. It feels like happiness. And if you can do that exercise, finding a time when you felt really good and conjure those feelings up and then anchor it in your body so that you can use your body for good, for bringing those good feelings back to you right away, simply so you can be resourceful, right? And take the next step and the next step, bird by bird. Remember, almost everything will work again if you unplug it, including you. So take that time for yourself, that self-care, and be patient with yourself. If you can, go easy on yourself. A lot of burnout can come from perfectionism, thinking everything has to be perfect, otherwise what's the point? Well, you can have perfection in the imperfection of it all. Life wants to work for you, but you have to get out of its way. And mindfulness and meditation helps you get out of the way, helps you clear the slate long enough so that you aren't trying to control every aspect of it. Because I'm going to tell you that forcing something into being, it'll work, but it just pushes something else out of whack. So practice presence and meditation, and that will help you be more resourceful in finding balance. And if you find, what you should find or can find is, if you can unplug, if you can do that long enough, more and longer and longer and longer, that the feeling of burnout doesn't quite visit you as quickly the next time. Meaning you're learning to stay more in flow. Check out Ayurvedic, see what insights it might bring for you, for your body, and helping you keep your body in balance. Check out Donna Eden's energy exercises, because in 7 minutes, you can have the energy in your body, in your physical body itself, flowing more readily. And that makes all the difference sometimes for some of us. Watch some of my words of the week and understand that the story you're telling yourself, if you just continue to beat yourself up for not being motivated, do you think beating yourself up is going to motivate you? For most, no. So you might consider shifting your story. That's also shifting mindset, shifting your story You might do a little bit of fasting, which is what I'm doing for the next 2 days. Just water and some juice to help, again, cleanse and detoxify and help bring your body back into balance. Stay away from the news media. The news media will not balance you. No way, shape, or form will it balance you. It'll keep you out of balance and keep you in fear. So stay away from the news media for a while. Unplug. It's my best advice. Advisement, which I'm going to do right now too. I've been on Zooms since 10 o'clock this morning. I'm going to unplug for a while and get out in the sunshine and the blue skies. So much love to you. Blessings to you for living well today. I'm Angela, and I'm wishing you all the best. See you next week.